Hello everyone, my name is Michaela, Cinematic Stitches here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel about mostly cross stitch, sometimes quilting, but today it's just gonna be cross stitch. You are joining me here on a very hot Vancouver evening. It's really warm. It's July 13th. I've been out all day. I've had too much sun, but I decided to film anyway, because I'm just like, I gotta get this video out of the way, and I don't think I have time to do it tomorrow. So we're filming now, even though I'm so warm. I'm so warm today, but that's okay. We're gonna make it through. I have a bit of a plan for this video. Well, I always have a plan for the videos, but I'm gonna do something a little extra. I am not doing a mid-year whip parade. Things have been really busy for me recently, and I'm like, I don't think I have the time or the patience to edit together a whip parade right now. So you will be getting one from me at the end of the year, but not right now. But what I do want to do is do kind of like a mid-year recap now that we're halfway through the year. So see where I am with my goals, see what projects I've touched, how many new starts I have, fun stats, things like that. I like stats. Stats can be fun, right? So we're gonna do that. But first, we're gonna start off as if this was just like a regular schmegular floss tube. I have finishes. I got a new start. I got whips. We can talk about plans. Then we'll go through all the stuff I've been doing the past 6 months, stat time. And then I'll show you a little bit of haul and we can call it a day. I think it sounds like a great plan. Let's get started. Okay, so I've got a few finishes for you. 2 starts and finishes, actually. These are both gonna be gifts for people who I'm pretty sure they don't watch my channel, but well, one might, I don't know. We'll see. If they're spoiled by this, I'm just gonna say that's fine. So the first one that I did is the little mini pattern that comes with Strawberry Farm by Stitches with Coffee. And it looks like this. It's just a little baby strawberry. I did this on a what do you call this? Like opalescent? It's like a sparkly 14 count aided that I just got from Michael's. These are supposed to be, you can see it if I tilt it, white flowers here. I could have done a better fabric choice for that, but you know what? Whatever. You can see them up close. The person I'm giving this to, I think, is really going to appreciate the sparkly fabric. So that's cute. I started that July 1st. I started this during Jessie Marie's whip parade, and I worked on it, and I almost finished it, but because I had cut this so small, and I don't know, it's something to do with the stiffness of the fabric, my hand started cramping. So I had to go to a different project. I had almost completely finished this except for the white and the strawberry, and then I did that on July 2nd. So this was almost a finish within one evening. It really should have been, but like I said, hand started cramping, but it was close. So happy to get that done. That's gonna be fully finished by the end of the month. And then the other finish I got was something I started when I was camping. I went camping last week. It stinks of smoke. So I am really gonna have to wash this well. But hey, it's done and it's cute. It is Maltese by LaSelvaDesign. I think it's very, very cute. I tried to make this look like a dog. But, well, obviously it looks like a dog. A dog that my aunt once owned. That was the attempt here. So anyway, she looks super cute. And yeah, I was able to finish that in just a couple days as well. Super adorable. LaSelvaDesign, I've spoken about them before, but they're a great pattern designer if you need, I think like they have really cute fruits and stuff too, but like there's a lot of really good dog patterns there. So if you're looking for like a super cute dog pattern, LaSelvaDesign is the place to go. Okay, so those were my 2 starts and finishes, and I have 2 other finishes in the same project. That's right, I have caught up on Stitch for Pride. Stitch for Pride is a piece by D's 20 Stitches, and I was able to complete June's motif and July's motif. So June's motif is an ode to the Mexican surrealist painter Frida Kahlo. Frida Kahlo is one of my favorite artists. She typically works a lot in like self-portrait. So I thought it was actually kind of fun to see more of like the natural motifs that show up in her work, kind of replicated here. Yeah, she'll often like paint herself kind of surrounded by greenery, natural things, animals, things like that. She, I think, did she own a monkey? Is that correct? Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway, lovely. And then this is July's piece. Is an ode to the work of Jeffrey Gibson, who is an artist of Cherokee descent. And they work, yeah, he works a lot with textiles and uses that to celebrate Indigenous and queer communities. So very cool. I thought these were really neat. And I think this I think this project's looking really, really cool. Stitch for Pride is not available anymore, but it was opened up again for a very brief window, I think maybe like a week in June. So for those of you who got in, congratulations. It's so beautiful. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Eris from Mystic Fabrics. What did I use for the threads? June's motif. Okay, so both of these I used my Roxy Flossco thread that I got from my like the Christmas box this past year. So I think this one's called Gold Star. And this, what is this called? I bet I still have the thread here. I do. Blue Moon. So I stitched July's motif with Blue Moon. Lovely, lovely threads. Anyway, there's Stitch for Pride. June and July complete. My goal is to at least keep on top of this Sal. Sal being Stitch Along, for those who don't know. It can also mean Start Along, but I'm actually stitching along with this one. And how many more motifs do we have left? 5. So, feeling pretty good. Okay, those are my finishes. Let's see my one new start. So, it was Night Spirit Studio Day earlier this month, and I like to start a Night Spirit Studio pattern around that time. I didn't buy any new ones, and I have quite a backlog of her patterns, so I didn't purchase anything new this year, but I did want to start something, and that was Ornate Pomegranate. Ooh, well, it's a little wrinkly, but there's the start I got on that. It's not a super big pattern. I didn't want to start a big pattern because I have a few starts planned in the next few months, and I already have like quite a few big projects, so I'm like, let's do something small for once. So we're working on Ornate Pomegranate. I'm just stitching that with the DMC on a 14 count Aida. Easy peasy. It's black Aida. It's a bit of a pain to look at, but I just use my iPad underneath it so I can actually see the holes properly. And yeah, it's looking cute so far. Okay, let's talk about some whips. So I worked on actually a fair few things this month. Well, not month, it's been 3 weeks since we last spoke. So the first whip I want to talk about is, of course, Beach Rat. Absolutely love Beach Rat. Feeling like this is like my summer stitch. Beach Rat, it's perfect. I started this with a bunch of other people at Weekend A at StitchCon last month. It's been a month already. Oh. And here is where I was last time. And here I am now. Let me just unfold this a little more. I got an E in there, and I ordered some of the specialty threads. For whatever reason, I didn't pick them up when I was at Keepsakes. easily could have done this. And I was like, it's fine. But whatever, it's fine. I put an order in to 123 Stitch and they arrived like 2 weeks ago maybe. So I was able to start on the leaves and yeah, did the E starting on the A, and I started on the beach rat itself. Yeah, so I've been having fun with this one. Oh, I'm stitching this on, what is this? It's an Aida, 16 count pistachio Aida from Fiber on a Whim. It's really beautiful color. I think it looks really good with this project, honestly. And this is, I've like rediscovered a love of stitching on Aida. Well, I shouldn't say, I don't know if I ever loved stitching on Aida before, but now I quite like it because you've heard me complain about 40 count. Like, I have a hard time seeing it, and it really strains my eyes because I'm always looking at things. Should stop using my eyes so much. But it just like, I look at screens all day, and then when I go to look at a 40 count linen, I'm like, I can't see shit. Can't see it. So Aida is a relief to work on. So I'm starting a few more things on Aida. Anyway, beach rat, it's looking good. Okay, next up, I worked on Move Forward in Love by Modern Folk Embroidery. So I did this obviously because it's a Pride piece and June was Pride, so I wanted to get at least some stitching on this before the end of the month. And it was also Jacob June to celebrate Jacob, the owner of Modern Folk Embroidery. And previously I was here and I didn't get a ton of progress on it, but you know what? I'm happy to get any progress at all. Now it looks like this. Oh Lord, sorry, it's kind of falling, but I worked on the yellows and oranges here and down here. I'm stitching this 1/1 on 25 count. Who am I? Why am I doing this to myself? Talking about eye strain. Although this isn't quite as bad because, is it Lugana? I find these holes actually pretty easy to see. It's not as bad as linen. This is, oh no, what's this fabric called? Where'd your tag go? It fell off. Oh, I know where it is. Hold one moment, please. It's called Blushing Pink, and it's from the Sewing Shop. Great fabric. Although, I do think the pink thread blends quite a bit. I might switch that out. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna switch out the light blue because it basically just looks white. And I might switch out this pink as well to make it like pop a little more. But all these threads are from Roxy Floss Co. And they're like the rainbow pack. They have like a pride pack you can buy. At least they did last year when I got this. I assume it's still around. Anyway, super cute. Super cute. Yeah, I'll pick this up again in August. Vancouver Pride is the very beginning of August, so I'll stitch on it again that weekend. Get a little more progress on it. Okay, next up, I worked on Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow, which is this big piece. I'm sure everyone's very familiar with it. I love this pattern. It's so cool. This is from Carriage House Samplings. So I have finished these first 2 blocks. There's a lot of glare. And now I'm working on this Headless Horseman block. Last time I worked on it, looked like that. And now I thankfully was able to put in a few more stitches. Now, here's the whole thing. Whee! But now we are over, I'll just hold it up. We are here. Oh, Lord. Okay, hang on. I got my fan going above me and it's really pushing the fabric around. It's kind of, just bear with me a moment while I fold it down to like this fabric is huge. It's 32 count. I would not stitch this on a 32 count if I was kitting it up today. I'll just say that. But the stitches look really nice. It's just gonna be big. It's just gonna be really big. But anyway, so I worked the black down, all the way down. This, I believe, is that the border? No, we're one row above the border there, but got that, started filling in the tree a little more, and put in this bat. So that's something. This is almost like a full coverage block, because the moon is so big, and so's the ground. Well, I shouldn't say almost full coverage, but there's going to be a lot of stitching in this one, but that's okay, because I love stitching on this. I have to adjust my position. My back is seizing on me. I started weightlifting again, and now everything is sore. Apparently, when you like lift heavy things up, your body might protest. Who knew? Anyway, next project I worked on was Strawberry Thief. So this one is what I started for the Strawberry Moon Sal that Marjorie Maid was hosting, or well, obviously still is hosting, but the Strawberry Moon was in June, is all I'm saying. I started this in June. So Strawberry Thief by William Morris. It was like this little bookmark that I bought when I was in the UK 2 years ago. And here is where it was last time. And here it is now. So I brought this camping with me as well. So once I finished the Maltese dog, I worked on this. So yeah, got a little more done. Finished off the blue in the center, got the yellow in, and then started filling in this kind of like cream color here. This also reeks of campfire, so yeah, this project's gonna have to live in the extremely smoky bag that I brought it in. It'll be fine. We're just gonna give her a good soak when she's done. This is partially why I brought this project and not like something with like a really nice hand-dyed fabric, because I was like, I'm really gonna have to wash these afterwards. So anyway, she's a little stinky, but I think it'll look cute. Okay, what else did I work on? I worked on quite a few things this month. So next up, I wanted to get, so this is July stitching now. I wanted to get a few days in on ink circles, 5 o'clock, this pattern, which I adore. And the wonderful Stitchy Rin sent me this a year ago. And they're just super cool. You should check their channel out. But anyway, I got this pattern from them. Incredible. And I was like, amazing. I love this pattern. I'll work on it. And I like barely did. Like this is all I did last year. It's pathetic. Why did I do this? Because I really like this. I really like this. So I made sure to stitch on it a couple days this month. And here we are now. So I finished off this, I'm assuming it is a martini. No, my God, a margarita, not a martini, a margarita. Because we have the lime, we have salt on the rim. And I did this little flower here as well. And I started on the like orange twist that sits above this. I had so much fun working on this. And I'm just like, I don't want to put that down. You know, this is going to be my cover picture. I've decided. I'm going to do a little, is it interesting enough for that? I don't know. Let's just, let's take a picture. Let's take a picture. You can take a screenshot too. Put me as a background. Anyway, I really like this pattern is all I'm trying to say. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to pick this up more. So part of me is like trying to devise a way to stitch on this more. I have all these other plans. This is part of the fun though, is like figuring out how I'm gonna fit all this stuff in. And I'm like, oh, could I do like a motif a week? Like pick a drink and do it? Like work on it in the mornings until it's done or something? I don't know. But I want to work on it more because I had a lot of fun with this. It's super colorful. I haven't even told you about the fabric. It's a Mystic Fabrics. It is Time Worn? Tundra. It's Tundra. Pardon me. Tundra, which is one of the Fabric of the Months from last year. 32 count, of course, my favorite count. Oh, I just love it. I love this pattern. I wanted to stitch this for my friend Aaron because he has this absolutely absurd alcohol collection. He got really into it during the pandemic, like mixology and like making drinks, and he's really good at it, and he's made me really nice drinks. And I'm like, when I saw this pattern, I'm like, oh my god, that would be perfect for his space. And I haven't stitched on it. I gotta stitch on it, and I gotta give it to him. But anyway, ink circles. Oh, okay, can I show you something? Are you proud of me now, people? Look what I've done. Look who finally made some floss drops and organized their thread situation, because let me tell you, I can't remember what project I was trying to work on, but I couldn't find the thread anywhere. And I got so frustrated because I don't have like a master set, and I try to keep track on a spreadsheet, and inevitably what happens is I borrow floss from one project and I'll be like, I'll put that in the spreadsheet, and then I never do. And then I can't find it. And I just decided, screw it. I'm going through every single project. I'm gonna catalog the threads I need. I'm gonna like take chunks out of the skein and then put the skein back into my master stash, unless I have several skeins, in which point, yes, you can live in here. It took 3 days to go through all my projects and do that. But you know what? I'm feeling so much more organized now. Everything feels better. Are my floss drops at all uniform? I'm just like, I cut them out of a bunch of paper, and then I got sick of cutting paper, and then I remembered that I had all these business cards that I bought that were totally useless because it's not even my job title anymore. And I printed them in a panic at some point when I'd been laid off, and then they were like immediately useless. But anyway, so I used a lot of those. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I have those useless business cards. I've just been gathering dust in my drawer for literally years. So I hole punched those, and now those are my floss drops. Great times. Anyway, I'm just saying, I'm more organized now. We have entered a new era of stitching. Just, I'll hold for applause, I guess. Okay, that's enough of that. I still got 2 more whips to show you. Like I said, I've been very busy. Okay, so the next whip, this is my first whip go call for July, and that is Maximum Cross Stitches September's Revenge. I love this pattern. I love it. It's so good. The flowers exploding out of the schoolhouse. I'm assuming I'm calling it a schoolhouse. This is giving me schoolhouse vibes. And there's a bird here flying away with a pumpkin. Amazing. Ellen at Maximum Cross Stitch can do no wrong, in my opinion. I think she's a fabulous designer. Anyway, I love this. I got this as like a big kit as part of Sampler September last year from Evertotes. Where did I put the project bag? I feel like I could show you that. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, so it came as a big kit with all the thread you needed. So I got the pattern, I got all the thread, and I got this bag. And it came with another little bag. Notions pouch, I guess you'd call that. Anyway, all the floss is in there, not on a ring, just willy-nilly thrown inside. I can only improve so much. And here's where I was. Behold. And here's where I am now. I was actually just stitching on this just before I started filming, so I still have it in the hoop. But we're looking pretty good. So I filled in the black in the windows. I've taken the green up here, brought it down here, filled in these leaves, added this thing, which is just another leaf. I really love this project. It's great. So once this whip go call is up, I have, after today, I have 1 more day of working on it, and then I'll be at 5 days. Days of stitching can literally just be like 1 thread for me. And that kind of has been what's been going on, because I've been really busy the past little while's been really busy, but the past few days particularly, I went to Bowen Island yesterday. It was not in my house, and we were everywhere. But anyway, we still put some stitches in. So that's what I mean when even though technically I put 4 days on this, it's not necessarily like full stitching days. But that's fine, progress is progress, right? I believe I am stitching this on a 32 count panettone from Evertote. I can check this because this is like my year-end, oh my god, year-end whip parade. I recorded it all in this book. Yeah, panettone from Evertote. Got it. Man, I love a panettone. If you've never had a panettone, you should definitely buy one. They're really good. Delicious Christmas cake bread. Super yummy. Anyway, it's beautiful fabric as well. And that is September's Revenge. Okay, final project. I was working on this yesterday and today. This is kind of like my travel project because it's small. And you will see that it is a travel project based on the state of the pattern I'm about to show you. It is shredded. But this is Halloween Tiny Town from Heart and Hand. This is what my pattern looks like right now. She's a little crumpled. There might be a rip in there. I was literally stitching this on the beach this morning. My friend was in a like a swimming fundraiser, and I went to cheer her on. But you know, while she was prepping to go, I'm like, I'll bring cross stitch. I'll stitch on the beach. And people were very curious as to what I was doing. Anyway, so last time I worked on it, it looked like this. I think I probably took a picture of this with it in the hoop and refused to take it out of the hoop because I'm lazy. But anyway, you get the idea. The full one half of it is done. And this is what I've worked on since. So I've filled in the black here so we can read boo. I put this thing in here and then everything over here. So the outline of the house is slowly being completed. I am gonna need to frog this here. This stitch is too close to these two. It's supposed to be 2 spaces. I noticed that. Like on the bus home, I was like, damn it. Can't fudge that one. So anyway, it's not too many stitches I need to pull out, but still, it is annoying. I don't like to frog. But anyway, I love this project. This one, I want to finish like soon because I mean, really, we're almost there. Look, we're almost there. I just need to, I'm working on this house now. And then I just got this. That's nothing. I can do that. I can do that. No problem. I believe I'm stitching this on 28 count Legacy from Picture This Plus. Check the book. The book's right here. Let's see what it was. Oh yeah, I got it right. 28 count Legacy. Brain's like a steel trap, I swear. Anyway, so here I am. We're almost done. I would love to finish this, maybe even by the end of July. Maybe I work on this in the mornings and just get it out of the way. Because as we'll find out soon, I'm a little behind on my goals. But time is relative, right? And goals can change. But I'm behind. I'm putting in quotes. It makes it feel less real if I do that. Anyway, I like this. Halloween Tiny Town is super cute. This was like my late night stitching room project at StitchCon. So much fun. Ding. I love it. Okay. Those are my whips. Do I want to talk about my mid-year recap now? I think so. Okay, yeah, I'll do my mid-year recap, then we'll talk about plans, then I'll show you a little bit of haul, then we'll do reading, watching, playing, because why not? You don't need to stick around for that last bit though if you're not interested. Okay, let's jump on into it. Mid-year recap. It's been 6 months. What have I been doing? A lot, clearly, as you've been seeing every 3 weeks. I have been posting my videos. Surely you've watched them all at this point. And if you haven't, what are you doing? You don't have to watch all my videos. It's okay. Okay, so let's talk some stats. So first off, I want to talk about what well, I'm not going to talk about exactly what I've started and finished, but we're going to go over the numbers of new starts, finishes, and projects I've worked on for each month. up until July. So we're just going to cover the first 6 months of the year. So those first 6 months look like this. And I feel, honestly, like this is a pretty good spread. As you can see, in March and May, I didn't start anything new in those months. Feels pretty good. And most months I was averaging 2 new starts, with the exception of June where I started 3 things. I had a finish most every month except for March and May as well. Those are special months apparently. Only whips those months. No starts, no finishes. And yeah, so totals being, I had 9 new starts this year so far, and I have finished 5 things, 2 of which have been from previous years. So I think they were both starts from 2023. One was the Modern Folk Embroidery Christmas Countdown that was in partnership with Evertote, and then the other was Progress Goose from Fine Frog Stitching. So those are my 2 previous year finishes, and all the other finishes I've had this year have been like really small gifts, really. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. As I said, I had 9 starts this year. That is 3 less than this time last year. So last year at this point, I would have started 12 projects, and I only would have finished 2 this time last year. I had only finished 2 things. So I feel like I'm ahead of the game at this point. February was the month where I finished the most items. So you see I had 2 finishes there. One was a gift, and one was, that's when I finished Progress Goose. So it was February, and I wanted to stitch on a bird. And then June is a month that has a couple big totals. One being it's the month with the most new starts so far. So I had 3 new starts in June. And I also worked on a total of 10 projects. So I was working on a lot of stuff last June. This June. Just a couple weeks ago. Anyway, whatever. June was a big one. I touched a lot of stuff. But yeah, most months I was working on about 9 to 8 projects, although there were a few slower months. Both March and April were pretty low. March I worked on 6 items. April I worked on a total of 5 projects. Those are those numbers. So when I started the year, I had a total of 25 whips. So with my finishes held up against my new starts, my whip count is now at 29 whips total. And I feel pretty good about that because my goal is still to finish quite a few of those by the end of the year. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think it's possible to finish some. I don't think it's going to be possible to finish 12 whips from 2023 or before. I just don't see it happening. But I think we can get close to that number. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. So something else I wanted to share was how I was doing with WhipGo. And WhipGo, I've been killing it this year. I have only missed 1 call. And that was because my tendons got inflamed. So I had to stop early on one of my Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow calls. But I'm going to be making that up in August. That's my plan. But I really, really like WhipGo, and I'm really happy to be participating with it. I give myself pretty reasonable goals. I typically select a 5-day goal. So whatever stitching, however little, however much, whatever I get in 5 days, I'll call that like a win for WhipGo. So that way, really only 10 days out of the month are going to be WhipGo projects. And then I can theme the month however I want. I usually kind of work off a theme because I think it's fun to do that. And it gives me space for new starts, whatever I want to do, basically, and I can still keep WhipGo going. The reason I like WhipGo is it's kind of like a no-brainer for me. I can slot in any amount of whips I want, however many times I want. It gives me an opportunity to work on projects maybe I wouldn't be pulling. Because I like I do like all my projects, but some of them, for whatever reason, just don't like pull me the way some other ones do. So this will at least like force me to work on it at least once a year, which I don't really ever want there to be a point where I'm not touching a project for a full year. That just seems like, for me personally, I don't want to do that. I get other people are very different, and that's totally fine. No judgment. I'm just saying, for myself, I want to be able to put some time on every single one of my whips at least once a year. And I'm able to do that because I do keep a relatively, some people would not call 29 whips low. It actually feels kind of high. But for me, it feels like the high end of manageable for me right now. So yeah, I'm able to do that. Whereas someone with maybe double those amount of whips maybe would not be able to do that. And that's totally fine. Everyone works differently and stitches their own way. And that's the wonder of this hobby. We all have fun doing what we do. And yeah, I'm just rambling at this point. Anyway. Okay. So another thing I thought that would be fun to share is talk about my top 5 projects. So I consider these the most touched projects of the year. And I counted this in days. So as I've explained just recently, the way I count a day is not like I spent a full day stitching something. It's, did I touch that project on that day, even if it was just to put in a couple stitches? So number 1 for most touches is Stitch for Pride from Dee's 20 Stitches. So I have stitched on that for 43 days as of June 30th. It's more now. But I stitched on that for 43 days as of June 30th throughout this year. So that stands at my number 1. Number 2 is Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow. I have stitched on that for a total of 20 days. 3 is No Time Like the Present from Modern Folk Embroidery. I've stitched on that for 19 days, so very close, nearly a tie with the second slot. I stitched on Castle Homecoming from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery for a total of 17 days. And finally, I have stitched on the Chopping Mall by the Witchy Stitcher for 15 days this year. Now this is a goal for a finish this year. I need to finish this year. This is my second oldest whip, and I'm gonna do it. It's been called for Whip Go this month. I'm gonna work on it for 5 days. There's definitely more than 5 days worth of work involved in this because the roof is a beast. There's so much stitching in the roof. I just saw Julie from Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World share this. Did she do it in her whip parade? I saw it very recently. Anyway, she decided to kind of like cut the roof off and make it flat. And I'm like, damn, I wish I did that. It's a smart idea because it is so much stitching. And I don't know how much. I never put it into Markup RXP. I've just been working out of my books app on my iPad. So like, I don't actually know how many stitches are in this thing, but it is huge. Like, it's colossal, but I'm getting there. I'm going to finish it before the end of the year. Okay, so those were the main stats I wanted to share. So just to rewind a bit, at the very beginning of this year, I said I wanted to, I was kind of doing a play off of like 2024. So a lot of people were doing like 24 starts in 2024. And I'm like, 24 starts, it's very funny. I say it seems like a lot, but we might end up hitting that by the end of the year. But what I wanted to do was sort of split that in half. So I said I wanted to finish 12 projects that had been started before 2024 and have 12 new starts. And any starts in excess of 12, I wanted to have finished like at least one project I had started on before I started on another. So like say I started, you know, the Maltese dog. I started that in July. I started it. I finished it. I can now start something new, basically. Am I explaining that right? If I wanted to go over 12 starts, I would have had to finish one of the previous 12 I had started, is what I'm trying to say. So both those goals are probably going to be just like blown away, swept away. I don't think I'm gonna get a full 12 finishes this year. I think I can get pretty close though, honestly. I have finished 2 so far, so I really only need 10 more projects to finish. As I mentioned, I want to finish the chopping mall. That is definitely a goal within reach. Halloween Tiny Town is easily reachable. And then I just need to figure out 8 other projects that I can do. So I'm looking at all my whips and I'm trying to find kind of the smallest ones or the oldest ones that would make the most sense to focus on. And I think I have a list. I don't really want to share it because art surprise is more fun. I don't know. I just, you know, you'll see them as I work on them. And if I don't talk about it, you know, was it ever really a plan? If I don't talk about it on YouTube, is it even real? Anyway, so yeah, I am eyeing possible finishes though, with the goal to finish more things over the next 6 months because I just need to. I want to keep my whip count relatively close to what it was at the beginning of this year. So I started with 25. If I could keep it around there, maybe edge it up to 30. We're at 29 now. We'll see how that goes. Catch me in 6 months when I do my finish parade. Not my finish parade, sorry, my end of year whip parade, and we'll just see how that's going. But yeah, so that was my goal with finishes, and my goal with starts. I just hit myself in the face. Whoops. My goal with starts. Now, as I said, I think I'm feeling pretty good about the amount of starts I've had this year. I feel like I've been very, cautious is not the word I want to use. Economical? I don't know. I've just been, conservative. I've been conservative with my starts. That is, I'm sure I just like peaked my camera volume. I am so sorry. I've been very conservative with my starts this year, and I am itching to start more things as the months go on. Like, I love Halloween. I've started to really like Christmas stitching. So I have like a bunch of Christmas starts planned. We're just gonna see how this goes. But I might just like blow that start number totally out of the water. I already have I think I have 2 other starts planned for July. I'm definitely going to be doing a new Christmas start, and I'm going to go to Midsummer Stitch next week. I'm going to turn on my computer and appear on Midsummer Stitch, and apparently there is a free pattern along with that, and if I like it, I will probably start that as well. So at least 2 more starts this month, which would put me up to 5 starts because, may I remind you, I did that strawberry stitch, I did the dog, and I started Ornate Pomegranate. So it's just going to be a busy month. Okay, so that is going to be my mid-year recap. I feel like it was maybe a little more rambly than I wanted, but I'm going to throw some charts up, some pictures, and maybe my words will just like flow incredibly and you'll be like, wow. What are we gonna do? Let's talk about plans. I have plans. So it is July. Some people call this Jolly July. I just like Christmas in July. It's Christmas in July, baby. And I'm gonna do some Christmas stitching. So once I am done with September's Revenge, I'm gonna be working on the chopping mall for 5 days. And then the rest of the month is gonna be Christmas. So I'm going to be working roughly 2 to 3 days on every single one of my Christmas projects. I have red cardinals from Al Forrest Embroidery, Mistletoe Loitering Society from Lindy Stitches, Christmas Mini Moon from Plum Street Sampler, and Christmas Garden from Blackbird Designs. I believe those are my 4 projects. So I'm going to try and get minimum 2 days each on those. And then I'm going to have a new Christmas start. And I'll put the pattern up here. That is Seas and Greetings from Ink Circles. And I bought so this was like a jingle ball pattern. And she was selling fabric and thread packs. And I was like, Okay, I'll buy all the called for stuff. So I have that. I could show it to you, but I didn't pull it out of my really messy drawer, so I'm not going to. But you can just, you'll see it in the next video. So I'm going to be starting that pattern. That's my plan. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm going to go to Midsummer Stitch. And I am so excited. Next weekend, I'm going to be meeting up with Erica from Fibers and Floss Canada, and we are going to be driving down with a couple other ladies, go to Seattle, and meet up with the ladies at the Thread Gremlins, Beck Stitches Everything, and Megan at the Seattle Stitcher, who I've watched for almost as long as I've been watching Flosstube. I've been watching the Seattle Stitcher, and I'm just actually very excited to meet her because she seems really cool. So we're all gonna meet up. We're gonna go to Threadneedle Street. It's gonna be a grand old time. We're gonna have so much fun. I just know it. So that's gonna be next weekend, and I'm sure I will have so much to say about it in my next video. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's gonna be great. Okay, this video is running long, so those are my plans. What else? When's my next video gonna be? Is it gonna be August? I do have another start planned for August, and that is to start Arabesque by Jan Hicks. I bought this for, well, I didn't buy for anything. I bought it from Market, Nashville Needlework Market, is that what it's called? Anyway, I bought this a couple months ago. I absolutely adore this pattern. I really wanted to start it, so I bought threads for it while I was in Cincinnati. I ordered some, I think I got 20 count Aida, just some white Aida, because it's a big pattern. So yeah, I bought some 20 count white Aida to start it on, and I'm gonna start it August 1st. My goal is to do at least one strand a day on Arabesque, just to get a good start going on it, and I'm very excited for that. I cannot wait. Okay, those are my plans. Let's show you some haul. I don't have a ton. I shouldn't really call it haul. Haul implies like a bunch of stuff. I have like 4 things to show you. The first being my Mystic Fabrics Fabric of the Month arrived. It actually arrived like the day after I filmed my last video. No, that's a lie. It arrived even before that, but I had so much StitchCon stuff, I didn't want to throw this in there. I was like, no, it's too much. So anyway, you're seeing it now. So this is May and June. One of the fabrics is mislabeled as April, but I have 2 Aprils, so this has got to be May. So May was called Flare. And I should take this out of the bag. You're gonna hear crumpling, sorry. It's called Flare. Looks like this. It's beautiful. It's really cool, like sherbet, kind of orange, creamsicle sort of dealio going on. I like it. And then June is so pretty. June is Princess Pink. Let's pull it out. I get Cam the Stitcher vibes looking at this. I could totally see her throwing a pink thread down on this. Go for a tone on tone. I just called that out because I feel like that's her MO. Just the pink tone on tone. It's so pretty. So that's what I think of when I look at this. Princess Pink. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful fabric, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. My fabric stash is getting a little out of hand. But it's fine because I got a lot of cool projects I want to start. We're not going to complain about too much of a good thing. Okay, so I did get, this is the main thing that I ordered with my 1-2-3 stitch order that I was talking about last video. So I had ordered the threads for Beach Rat that I didn't have. So those, I think they were mostly Gentle Arts threads that I got for that. So I ordered those. I got the Aida for Arabesque, and I have been like lusting for this pattern since it was released. And that is Leela Studios' Autumn is as Joyful. I'm obsessed with this pattern. And I thought it was the perfect time to buy it because the Huga Stitcher is going to be hosting a sale for this starting on the autumn solstice. So I was like, say no more. Okay, I'll buy it. Another massive pattern. Do I need another huge one? Absolutely not. But we are starting it. I'm obsessed with the turkey. Okay, sorry, the glare is just wild. But I love the turkey. I love, this is a moose. I'm assuming that's a moose. Just everything about this is so cute. The colors, all the animals. Like there's like Halloween-y things in here. There's a witch hat. I'm obsessed with this pattern. I just love anything fall, like quite honestly. Anything fall, I'll stitch it. And it looks like she's working on like a really cool winter one. So, and I really like the summer one too. Spring, I am not quite so hot on. It's very cute, but I think there's too much brown. But you know what? That's easy to correct. I could just change the thread because the actual pattern itself is beautiful. It's just something with the colors that I'm like, I don't know. And I'm not huge on spring stitching anyway, so that's all to say I might stitch all these at some point. She says extremely hopefully. But spring is at the bottom of the list. But autumn, I will always stitch autumn. I love autumn. Autumn is year-round in my heart, I have decided. Okay, a couple other things. So last we spoke, I was talking about a certain chatelaine, and you were all very encouraging in the comments. And I will admit, I went out and I purchased that chatelaine almost immediately. So as a reminder, here it is. I bought this pattern. It's very large. It is the Roman Garden and Mandala. I love Rome. To me, this is like the perfect pattern. And I'm like, okay, this could be like a good, like New Year, New Start kind of thing. Or maybe I could even start it during my holiday break in December. But I should start kitting it up now because I have heard tell of the horrific wait times around like Gloriana thread. So I'm like, well, I should start looking for those Glorianas now. I started looking, and baby, I did not find any. Like, I checked many a shop, lots of online stores. I couldn't find like a single one that was in stock. And I'm like, ugh, this is gonna suck. Okay, maybe I will. Like, you could place an order through European Cross Stitch, but they warn you that like it could take like 6 months to receive the order of Gloriana thread. And I'll be honest, I want to try and source as many materials as I can myself because I know European Cross Stitch, this is a store. The store, European Cross Stitch, does give you things at a bit of a discount, but being Canadian, the exchange is not great, and 100% it's going to be hit with customs coming through, which will be God knows how much money, and the shipping sucks. For tracked shipping, it was like 50 something American dollars, and I was like, nope. No, ma'am, I cannot. We are not going that path. So if you are American and you have more easy access to that store, count your lucky stars, because they look like they have a wonderful setup. But for me, I'm trying to, you know, save some money on this very expensive endeavor of kitting up this chatelaine. I will probably order my beads from them though, but the bead pack alone I think is like 43 American bucks, and I might just risk getting the non-tracked shipping, which is much cheaper. And if it gets lost, then purchasing it all over again would probably be cheaper than purchasing it with the shipping. So that's what I'm planning. But that's all to say that I did find a source for my Gloriana. So I joined the chatelaine support group on Facebook, and they had a list of retailers, and one of them was a Canadian shop called Gita's in, where is it? It's in Ontario. I can't remember the city now, But I figured, well, let's just check out their website. And looking at their website, I'm like, they have a lot of Gloriana in stock. And I was like, well, maybe they just don't update their website very often. So I emailed them, and they had every single Gloriana I needed. And all the Karen water lilies, except for 2. I'm missing 2 of those, but I got everything. It all arrived. Don't ask me how much this cost. It was expensive, but I got all the Glorianas. All of them. I'm amazed. I'm impressed. So anyway, if you're looking for Glorianas, Gita's in Ontario has it. Shipping in Canada, not too bad. Like 18 bucks, I think. Maybe 20. Anyway, whatever. Not bad. Look at them all in there. I'm so excited. So I am going to start putting these in floss away bags. I picked up floss away bags after I watched the Hugo Stitcher and Fiber and Floss Canada's video on like how they, I think it was like a video of how they kit up their mirabilias. They use floss away bags, and that was, I bought those and I've used those bags in like 2 of my projects. I've used it in my mirabilia and also my Dark Queen, just because there's so many threads, and they were all getting tangled with each other, and I'm like, we're gonna use the bags for these projects. So bags for most projects, thread drops for another. The chatelaine is gonna be a floss away bag kitted project. I'm gonna organize all these. I'm sure this is crumpling so loudly into the microphone. I'm so sorry. But anyway, I'm just so excited that I got them all. Incredible, incredible. So anyway, I still need to get some dinky dyes. I need to find those 2 missing Karen water lilies. And I need to get petite treasure braid, I think. But then it's just all the DMC, and then I have to figure out the fabric, but I think the fabric should be okay. So maybe I'll be able to get some when I go to Threadneedle Street in Washington next week. I'm told that store is very small though, so I don't know what their stock is like, what they even have. So maybe not, but if I don't get it then, I am planning on going to Las Vegas in September, and I really want to go to Stitcher's Paradise, and I bet they'll have some stuff, so we're getting it either way. That's what I'm saying. Yay! Okay, one final purchase to talk about, and that is the Monster House Sal by Satsuma Street. I wasn't gonna buy this, but then Tara from Will to Women Crafts practically bullied me into buying this. She didn't. She just showed me some really cute pictures, and I was like, okay. Okay. This is what the first release looks like. And she showed me this picture because I'm like, girl, what does that first release look like? I need to know. Because she had shown me the teaser. I knew what the like part of the house looked like that was on Satsuma Street's Instagram. And I was like, okay, I'm intrigued. The color is beautiful. This like teaser thing from a newsletter looked really cute. And this just tipped me over. Look, it's a little ghoul offering me a drink. Yeah, so I bought that. I don't know when I'm gonna start it, but I bought it. And it's cute. Okay, this has been long, it's rambly, it's hot. I've had too much sun today. I don't know how much of what I've said made sense. I feel like I was like maybe a little off today, but that's okay. So if you sat through all of this, and you enjoyed it, and for some reason you're not subscribed already, you can subscribe to my channel below. I do this every 3 weeks. I talk about cross stitch and sometimes quilting. Maybe I'll talk about quilting next time. I am supposed to be making a quilt. I've cut squares. That's what I've done so far, but that doesn't seem very interesting. So I'm not going to show you all the squares I've cut. Maybe I'll start showing them to you when I put them together. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give me a like. If you made it this far, give me that ta-da, like that party popper image. Hurrah! Halfway through the year, party popper. Throw it down in the comments. And okay, now, if you were just here for cross stitch, you can leave. If you want to hang around for a little more, I'm going to talk about what I've been reading, watching, playing. It's going to be really quick, I promise. But yeah, If it was just here for cross-stitch, goodbye, thanks for coming, see you. Okay, let's talk about other things. What am I reading? Barely anything. I'm still stuck on a bunch of books I started. I'm still reading Never Whistle at Night. When I was camping, I was reading one story a day. It's a collection of short stories. I'm enjoying that, but I won't really talk about the whole thing until I'm done it. So there's really no point even mentioning it. What am I watching right now? I'm watching Bridgerton. I'm almost done the 3rd season. The 3rd season's okay. I think the 2nd season's my favorite. I like that romance between, is it Kate and Anthony? Quite a bit. Season 3, there's way too much going on. I'm just gonna say it. I don't like all the storylines. I think it's getting muddy. And I'm kind of annoyed that there isn't more of a focus on Colin and Penelope. Like, yeah, obviously they're the central story, but I feel like there's so much stuff going on around them, and a lot of it I'm not even interested in. Like, I don't care about Cressida. Get out of here, girl. I want to, like, okay, I don't like Colin. I'll say that. I think Penelope should have married that naturalist. And I'm not. I just think she should have married him. He seemed awesome. Anyway, I just don't like Colin very much. That's fine. But I do love Penelope. And I just feel like I wanted to see more of her this season. And yeah, that was all. I just wanted more. I feel like there's too many storylines. There's too much happening. And they're paying too little attention to, like, every single one. Those are my thoughts on Bridgerton. I am still watching it, though. And I will say that I am enjoying it, but I don't think it's the best season. I think it's the worst of the 3. Okay, what else? What else am I doing? Oh, I'm watching the newest season of Doctor Who with Ncuti Gatwa as the new Doctor. I love him. He plays Eric in Sex Education. And oh my god, he's a fabulous doctor. He's really, really good. I haven't been minding this season. I like Doctor Who. It's extremely silly, but also very serious in some episodes. And I feel like there's been a good mix of those storylines. Yeah, it's been good. He's a good doctor. My favorite doctor is always going to be David Tennant, but I feel like that is what everybody says. But I think he's doing a fine job, and I will watch more of him because he is fun to watch and extremely beautiful. What else? Oh man, okay, so I watched my best friend's wedding last night for the very first time. That movie's unhinged. Julia Roberts is awful in that. I will say it was a lot of fun to watch, but her and, I can't remember their character names now, but Julia Roberts' character and, what is his name? Dermot Mulroney? Is that it? No boundaries. Terrible boundaries. What is wrong with those characters? The whole plot line is just like, this is madness, but it was a lot of fun to watch. So I feel like a lot of, like, most people have seen this as like one of her biggest movies, obviously, but I hadn't watched it. I really enjoyed it. It is completely nuts though. Like, if she was real, throw the whole woman in the trash. She's awful. She's such a horrible person. But seeing her play this kind of like unhinged woman, like just kind of like falling apart at the seams because the guy she's been pining for is like marrying someone else and she can't get over that, is it's a lot of fun. So I enjoyed watching that movie. And what have I been playing? No surprise here, I've been playing Elden Ring. What else? I've been playing it for months. I'm still playing it. I've put in 114 hours into it. I'm still not done. I am trying to beat Malenia, but I can only give it like 5 or 6 attempts each time I play because I have a very low frustration tolerance for games that beat you up over and over again. And I just don't have the patience to learn the muscle, to develop the muscle memory for that fight. So I give it 6 tries, and then I say, sayonara, let's just keep progressing the story, because thank God she is an optional boss. Most of you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but if you know anything about Elden Ring, you know Malenia is infamous She is the hardest boss in the game. In the base game, the DLC that just came out apparently has even harder bosses, which I'm just like, okay, great. Can't wait. Oh, anyway, that's what I've been doing. That's it. We're free now. We can all, I'm gonna go to bed. It's past 11. Like I said, I need to drink some water. I'm warm. I'm gonna turn my fans back on. I've had a fan running above me because it would be insane to turn this off. And I'm hoping it wasn't too loud on the camera, but I'm thinking it should be fine because it's pretty quiet. But anyway, that's enough of a ramble. Thank you so much for hanging around with me, listening to me talk about stats, showing you all my whips, talking about all my beautiful thread that I purchased. Thank you so much. And I'll see y'all in 3 weeks. I hope you have a great one. Bye!